2 Olympic gold medals, you definitely would be talking, because that would mean you beat Team USA, and we all know how that goes. So
from LeBron James to Draymond to even the front office of the team that drafted him, the NBA as a whole seems to agree on one thing: that Dillon Brooks is the #1 public enemy in the basketball world.
Because remember, Mitchell was in the West with Utah, so they've seen each other a lot. Mitchell threw the ball and then came up and shoved him and then threw him down.
And with everyone turning their back on him, he still never doubted himself and decided that he was going to prove everyone wrong. And so began his road to success. Today, I'm presenting to you the redemption story of the biggest villain in recent NBA history. Stay tuned because it doesn't get any more motivational than this. First, let's set the stage for his villainous beginnings. Just imagine this. A kid who was an All-American in college, a star at Oregon, enters the NBA, and you'd think he'd be destined for greatness, right? Wrong. Dillon Brooks, the man in question, fell all the way to the 45th pick in the draft. But that didn't scare Dillon. He had been an underdog all his life and he knew it. And him being a second-round pick had just lit up an even stronger fire inside him. From the get-go, Dillon was a guy who knew exactly who he was, and he had more confidence than a cat strolling through a room full of dogs. He brought monster trash talk to the court, and boy did he back it up with great defense. He was like that friend who'd make a ridiculous bet and actually win it. Dillon had this incredible talent for getting under his opponent's skin. Getting players out of their game, he was a pro at it. Aggressive plays, he had that in abundance. Trash talk, one of the best in this league at it. Oh, and he wasn't the kind to lose his confidence in front of the league's superstars. Quite the contrary, actually. He enjoyed yapping even more when guarding a big name. And boy did he love jawing with them. He had this air of unshakable confidence. He truly believed that he could guard anybody, from the most random role player to the all-NBA caliber players. Dillon never lowered his gaze in front of anyone, and I mean anyone. Superstars? Nope, not safe from his trash talk either. He didn't just rise up to the opposition, he soared above them. He didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk, dribbled the dribble. His talent was so obvious that he was selected for an all-defensive team last season. Like I said, all bark, all bite. One of Dillon's claim to fame moments was when he got under the skin of the entire Golden State Warriors team. Yes, you heard that right, the whole team. Just look at this Draymond clip.
This pace, it would be historic. It would be the largest differential.
This is a 33-year-old, 4-time NBA champion taunting a guy that just finished in his 6th season in the league. Even Klay Thompson, one of the calmest NBA players, couldn't keep his cool, and not only did he taunt Brooks too on court, he made sure to also slam him in press conferences by stating that when he retires, I don't think anyone will ever talk about Dillon Brooks ever again. But unfortunately for him, his lack of maturity took over when facing the Lakers in the playoffs. Look, one of the unwritten rules of the NBA is that you don't trash talk Michael Jordan or LeBron James. Not out of respect, but because they are just going to destroy you afterwards, and that's exactly what happened. The thing with Brooks is that he wasn't used to things not going his way, so he just ended up losing his temper.
Let's see where Brooks hits him. Yeah. There's a pretty good chance that's going to be some sort of a flagrant.
Going directly for LeBron and getting himself ejected. Not only that, but instead of being a man about it, he just ran away from any press conference for the remainder of the playoffs. To make matters worse, things didn't end well for him. His team dropped him was one of the coldest statements in NBA history. It was colder than an ice cream cone on the North Pole. As grim as things looked though, he didn't give up and he decided to give his all to redeem himself to the eyes of the world. Now let's get to the good stuff, the part where Dillon Brooks goes from being a villain to a hero. In the offseason, he secured a 4-year, $80 million deal with the Houston Rockets. Not too shabby for someone with a bad public reputation, right? A year prior, he had committed to play for Team Canada, so there was no backing down for him. Not that he wanted to avoid his national duty anyway, quite the contrary. The World Cup was the perfect event for him to shine and show the world what he was really capable of. Fans around the world were relentless in taunting him before games. Lithuania fans even got creative with their car displays in the stands.
With some interesting words that I won't repeat.
But Dillon wasn't here to back down. He was here to rise, putting more than 200% of effort and energy in every single play that he makes to ensure his nation's victory. He proved his status as a major contributor to Canada's qualification over Slovenia. Sure, he got ejected, but he also managed to get under Luka Doncic's skin enough to get him tossed too. Talk about getting inside your opponent's head. A new wind of change was blowing because instead of also trashing him in his press conference, Luka actually expressed how impressed he was by Dillon. His physicality and trash talking were not only getting accepted but also acknowledged for their quality. Quite a drastic narrative change. Then came his masterpiece, a 39-point game against Team USA that clinched the bronze medal for Canada. That was their first basketball medal in 80 years, folks. Brooks became a national hero and even bagged the World Cup's Best Defender trophy. It's like winning an Oscar for Best Redemption Arc, and I'm sure that the victory was even sweeter for him knowing that it was against American players that he faces on a near-daily basis in the NBA. He really did shut Draymond up. He may have done the hardest part, but the road is still long for Dillon to actually continue winning respect with the Rockets. Now let's focus on that for a second to see what he needs to do this season to confirm his status as a top defensive player in the league. First things first, he showed this summer that while it's true he has a big mouth, he knows how to back it up. Over are his older days like against the Lakers when he just lost his way. He knows just what to do to beat ya even after angering you. Another big thing is that the public perception of him is starting to shift and some players are giving him his due respect. Andre Iguodala even said that Dillon wouldn't be where he is without his crazy mentality.
And there's a selfishness within how they view themselves, but if Dillon Brooks wasn't crazy, he wouldn't be in the NBA.
When the same players that spent the whole season criticizing you start giving you your flowers, it means that you're doing something right. It's like the school bully turning into the class clown and making everyone laugh. With Dillon finding himself in the middle of Houston's very young core, he'll have a sort of veteran role to assume. And with the recent Kevin Porter Jr. drama, that team needs a leader that will say what everyone needs to hear no matter how harsh it is. And that looks like a perfect role for our Canadian player. Not only that, but he also needs to continue playing at a high level and remind people that he was on an all-defensive team just last season. Dillon Brooks' story is going to be one of the main narratives that I'm going to follow in the upcoming NBA season. After all, everyone loves a villain who can shut everyone's mouth. And with him playing with the exciting young core of the Rockets, I could see them trying to push for a playoff spot this season. One thing is sure though, Dillon is going to be giving it his all this season to continue being a nuisance to the opponents on the court. And so he would have accomplished his transformation from NBA villain to player that every team would like to have. But would you like to see him play for your team? Share with me in the comments below how you think that Dillon Brooks could fit in your current favorite squad. Until then, take care.